What's up, guys? It's in his name, and the topic for today is relationships.
Yeah.
Me and Eli both think that it's a really important topic to talk about, especially for people like our age,
Yeah.
where when they're starting off, they're new to relationships, right? Because they're so young, right? We're young kids ourselves, so oftentimes it's really hard to know if you're in a healthy relationship or a non-healthy relationship. You know what I'm saying? And that could be with friends, that could be with also like significant others, like
With parents.
with your parents too, right? And if you're in a non-healthy relationship, that can really affect you in so many aspects of life. It can affect you in your schoolwork. It can affect your mental health.
Yeah.
It can affect even just like things you love, right? Like it can just affect a lot.
Yeah.
So it's really important to know if you're in a good relationship, right? I would say some things that to know if you're in a non-healthy relationship would be like how you're feeling or how they treat you, the person you're in a relationship with, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel loved? Do you feel like you're kind of carrying the relationship? Are you oftentimes just feeling sad?
Yeah. Or like how your friends are reacting to you.
Right,
in the
exactly.
relationship.
Do you feel like it's hard to talk to them sometimes? Do you feel like it's hard to vent to them or speak your mind? Really,
Yeah.
right? To speak your mind with
Or
friends.
it's all about them all the time.
Right, exactly. Or if they're being selfish, exactly, right?
Yeah.
So, like God would not want us to be in a relationship that is meant to harm us.
Yeah.
You'd be in a relationship that He would want us to be in a relationship that is that we benefit from, right? Where it's mutual, both ways. We both benefit,
Yeah, like
right?
your relationship with God.
Exactly.
Like that, yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Like really good example. It's like a relationship with God. That's how you want it to be. Like if you look at a healthy mother and dad father relationship or like
Yeah.
family relationship,
Yeah.
it's exactly like God. God wants to take care for you. He wants to provide you. He wants to love you. He wants to be that mentor, like how our parents are to us, right? Or even our friends. We want to be mentors to each other. We want to build each other up.
Yeah.
Same thing with significant others. They want to build each other up, right? And keep in mind that if a relationship didn't go well before, whether it's friends or family or even significant others, they're out your life for a reason now, right? If it was a breakup or you guys like just cut off ties or you don't speak to them anymore, that's for a reason, right?
Yeah.
God wouldn't take someone out of your life for a reason, right?
Yeah, but it's hard because like people will be like can get like hooked on the issue as to like, oh fuck, like this person like made me feel so good, and so it must have been my fault.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it must be my fault. But like going off of what you're saying, like it isn't your fault. If it was meant to be, it would keep going. And like the fact that it ended, the fact that things didn't work out, that just means that there was. It's not that you weren't at the right point in life or anything like that. It just wasn't supposed to be like
Exactly,
that.
exactly.
Because like I'd say that like even like personally, like especially if someone treats you really good, or like if someone treats you in a different way that nobody's ever treated you before, you can be blinded by the things that they're doing to you, or like the way that you're treating, or the way that they're diminishing your character, or the way that they're affecting you mentally, because a lot of times when something's new to us and it's bright, we put that in front of everything else that's in our life. You'll disregard your schoolwork. I personally, I can say this, like you'll be like, oh fuck, like it doesn't really matter, like let me go see her, let me go do this, just cause like it doesn't really matter because she's my top priority, right? But like in a healthy relationship, the person that you're in a relationship with knows your priorities and wants what's best for you, right?
Right.
So like you always have to look back and self-reflect and be like what am I doing right now? Is this benefiting me? Is this benefiting us? You don't want to come out of your relationship thinking that like you did something wrong. You always have to think that like, oh, it ended because it was supposed to end. Because a healthy relationship doesn't just end like that. People don't just insult you, or people don't just get mad at you for no reason, or people don't just attack you.
Yeah.
If someone truly loves you and is truly there for, even if they don't love you or you're not at that point in the relationship, if someone truly cares for you, they'll always have your best best in their heart. They always want what's best for you. They wouldn't want to like drag you along or like
Right, exactly. Even like I always say the same. Like when like in a scenario, let's say like you and your significant other or friend are arguing,
Yeah.
it's never you versus your friend or
Friend,
significant
yeah,
other.
it's
It's
you
you and your
and
friend
friend
versus the
against
situation that's
scenario,
going
yeah,
on.
yeah.
So instead of arguing back and forth like it's a debate, no, it's not. It's okay, how can we, what's going on, right? How can we better ourselves? How can we overcome the situation that's going on, right?
Yeah.
What's the issue, right? You ask yourself those questions. That's a very healthy thing to practice with someone that you have a relationship with.
Yeah,
So,
it should be like a communication, It's like it's not a tug of war. It's like, how can we be at equilibrium?
Exactly. Yeah.
You should never be sad. You should never, even if you are sad, in the best relationships, you won't just be sad together, but you'll get out of that sadness together. A relationship should be a place where you can go to relax and get away from all your life problems. It shouldn't be a place where you go and your problems get more and topple over and topple over.
Right.
That's how we can get into topic of toxic relationships, where it's or someone is being needed more, someone is using the other person more, so the other person is drained and physically, mentally.
It is mentally draining. Yeah.
It is mentally draining to be always constantly feeling like you need to be pleasing the other person, or trying to validate yourself.
Or
to the other
being
person.
someone's little punching bag.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Like they're taking out their anger on you, their anger out on you, their emotions. No,
just because they know you're not going to do anything
Exactly,
about it,
right.
It's that is not how a relationship should be.
Not at all.
It should always be you two there having fun, or you and your mom getting along nicely.
Right.
It shouldn't be a toxic in the sense that you're feeling drained. You should never feel emotionally drained. It should be a happy place for you.
Very true. Yeah.
Yeah, because I also want to say that, especially when you're young, don't try and not rush things, because I know a lot of people, my friends, that they truly do love their partner and it's been going good for so long, but because you're young, realize that the people around you have known you for a long time, and that when they tell you something, they see the way you're acting. They see the way you've changed just because you've met this person. This is a really good way for you to be like, oh shit, something must be wrong. Something that they're treating me, or something in the way that they're affecting me is causing me to degrade myself, or to look down on myself, or to not think I'm good enough, or to not be at the happiest point in my life. A relationship shouldn't cause you anxiety. It shouldn't cause you depression. It shouldn't cause you mental instability. It should bring you happiness and lightness.
And even if you're not in a relationship right now, you shouldn't feel rushed at all.
Yeah,
There's nothing wrong with
there's
that, right?
nothing wrong with that.
Find yourself first, right? Build your relationship with God first, right? That's so important, because when you put God first, everything aligns according to plan, right?
Yeah.
When you set your priorities out straight, then that's what's better. Because when you tend to kind of rush into things and get into a relationship when you're not ready, things just are so disorganized, right? You have to balance school, you have to balance work, having time with them, spending time with your friends, right? So once you kind of get in the rhythm of knowing who you are and building that relationship with God, everything will just go according to plan, and then that person, that special someone, will come to your life.
Yeah.
Or even with friends. Sorry,
No,
no,
it's okay.
even with friends, if your friends should understand that you have priorities too, right? Those are true friends, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Those are true friends, right? If you have friends that are getting mad at you because you can't hang out, or even peer pressuring you, they should understand that you have certain values, certain priorities.
Exactly.
If you see your friends getting mad at you, or manipulating you when you have other stuff to do other than going to hang out sometimes, you gotta realize that's not how I should be treated, right? I got priorities, you got priorities, right? We should learn to respect our priorities and kind of build around that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have priorities. Okay, for example, okay, we have school these days, blah blah. Okay, how can we hang out certain days where we're free, right? We should kind of work on the problem, right? Like I said earlier, literally.
Yeah, it's you and the person against the problem. You and the people against
exactly.
the problem.
So yeah.
Yeah. What you said is really, because it's all people always rushing to things. I'd say, or they'll see people that happens to me. I'll be in the mall walking and I'll see a couple and I'll be like, fuck, I wish I had that. But that's not the point. The point is not you wanting that. It's at a certain time in your life, everything is just gonna fall into place.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I've realized. You know, the best times when you're in a healthy, good relationship, you weren't like, you didn't plan it. You weren't like, oh, like it just happened. Like you were just walking and you saw her, or you just like met each other. You know, a good friend, you don't like text him and be like, oh fuck, you want to be my friend? No, you're just talking in the classroom one day and you're just friends. You know,
Right. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that's the best way to like. Where it's natural and it's like when you're both at your most vulnerable self, you know, and there's no like underlining things that people are trying to get across to you, you know.
One thing I should say, like especially for young people, even like older people, for anyone, like instead of pursuing lust, pursue purpose.
Yeah.
Right? Like if you want to get into a significant relationship with someone, don't just, you know, the only reason why it's because of what they offer physically,
Yeah.
or you know, like what they look like, right? Like understand their personality, right?
Because that
It's like for me and Eli, we value, like as Christians, we put God first, right? So we would want them to value, like put God first too, right?
Yeah.
So ask yourself, like, if you're like a Christian, right? Do they value God first? Or even if you're not, like, just see if they're on the right track. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to, you know, pursue someone, and yes, like they're good looking, yes, they're attractive, but they don't, you know, build you up, right? They don't value you, right? Like their personality is horrible, right? You wouldn't want to be with that, right? Because that relationship would just go nowhere.
I've seen that happen because like
Seen
the
that
guy
happen so
would
many
be
times.
like, he'll just be like, oh fuck, she's bad as fuck, like oh my god, like, and then like 2 months in, it's like because she's like emotionally draining, or like he doesn't really want to be there no matter how fucking hot she is. He's just like, you know, like whatever, like
Exactly.
because it always has to stem from a good place, you know, because the roots are where it comes from, you know. That's how the tree blossoms. It doesn't just come out of like nowhere. Like goodness doesn't just happen, you know.
Even though it's very tempting to only pursue and only like see like what they look like outside, also consider what, you know, what's happening inside, right? So,
Yeah, I think that covers a lot, right? Now,
Yeah.
because yeah, especially in this type of season, because people will be like, they'll be seeing like, oh fuck, like these, like the postable, like, you know, like the New Year's post and shit like that.
Oh, yeah,
They'll be
like,
oh, fuck, I wish I had that, or some shit like
Christmas
or
posts,
you'll-
Valentine's
yeah,
Day,
Valentine's
right?
you'll be like, oh fuck,
yeah.
I wish I had that, like or you'll be like, oh, is there something wrong with me or something like that? No, like
No.
like bro, like there's 7 billion people in this world,
Literally.
and like if it's meant to be, it'll happen, you know. Never try and force things.
Right.
Never put yourself, never ever put yourself lower than what you are, because like know yourself, know your worth, you know. Know what, don't degrade yourself because someone looks a certain way or someone treats you a certain way. Don't be blinded by the fact. And one thing I could also say is, if your friends are around this relationship, listen to them, because your friends have been there, right? Especially if they're good friends, they've been there, right? And they'll see if you change, you know. They'll see if you're at your happiest or your lowest, because they've seen you at both already.
Exactly. One like the other topic I kind of want to clear out is when, you know, you're praying to God, don't necessarily pray about, you know, Him giving you a significant other or even like good friends, but just pray to, you know, to first like kind of build yourself, you know,
Yeah,
because
you can't love someone without loving
yeah,
yourself.
exactly. God's not gonna give you something that you're not ready for, right? So instead of praying for, you know, kind of, oh, like for an example, like, oh God, I pray that, you know, I get a girlfriend, I get a boyfriend, or, you know, like stuff like that, right? He won't give it to you if you're not ready, because you're not ready. He has a plan for you. He already has his plan all set,
Yeah,
right?
it's already there.
It's already there, right? So just don't focus on that. When you're praying to God, don't focus on that more so. Just kind of focus on, pray that, God, I pray that everything goes according to your plan. Exactly, according to your plan. I'm telling you, God's plan will never fail, and you'll never feel disappointed.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
In God's
It's the
plan.
best. It's the best way.
It's the best way, right? So when you, yeah,
Just like how they say, listen to your parents.
Exactly.
There's a
Literally.
reason. There's a reason.
God is a mentor for you. He never wants to diminish you. He never wants to discourage you. He never wants to bring you down. He's literally there to build you up. He's Yahweh. He's the Most High God. That's how it works.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. That was us talking about relationships, and we got a new video coming.
Yep.
It's gonna be really, really. You guys are gonna love
Yeah,
that video.
it's gonna be exciting, yeah.
Way better than our last one
Mhm.
and this one. So
Yeah.
Make sure you guys fucking subscribe to us on YouTube, please.
Add in his
Please,
name,
please.
Instagram, follow, do
So-
whatever you guys could to support. Even put like our posts on stories. That would help so much.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right, we out. Peace.